Welcome back. In this video, I want to tell you about a recent project at our regional logistics center in Nairobi. We installed a hybrid microgrid system. For this project, we teamed up with technology company ABB. Our aim was to assess how the ICRC could use microgrid technology to deliver a reliable and resilient energy supply at the logistics center while reducing diesel fuel consumption.
This is our first microgrid system as ICRC. It's a pilot project to test the new technology as a way of integrating renewable energies and diversification of energy sources in operational contexts. We want to see how we can be able to decrease our energy costs by use of renewable energy. We also want to understand what are the competencies that the ICRC will need to develop in order to master such technology. And with the current project, we are actually gaining a first-hand experience with its maintenance and operation.
Let's start with the basics. Do you know what a microgrid is? A microgrid is a local and autonomous energy system that generates, distributes, stores and regulates the flow of electricity. It can be thought of as a scaled-down version of the main power grid. It can operate either in conjunction with the main grid or in islanded mode. When necessary, it can also switch between the two, reducing the risk of blackouts that could affect critical facilities. A microgrid can draw energy from renewable or non-renewable sources, or a combination of the two. The more a microgrid is optimized for renewable inputs, like solar energy, the lower its environmental impact and long-term operating costs.
A microgrid is a system that manages and integrates the different sources of energy. In this case, in this logistics center, we will be able to integrate the photovoltaic energy coming from the roof. And this container with this power store will let us reduce most of the, or at least eliminate most of the outages generated by the utility. It will stabilize also the grid here in the logistics center, and it will increase also the quality of the grid.
So-called smart microgrids optimize the use of energy sources, which reduces the end user's costs. Most importantly, for environmental sustainability, smart microgrids are an ideal way of integrating clean, renewable energy sources into your energy supply. This means less reliance on fossil fuels and lower greenhouse gas emissions. These grids can also reduce equipment maintenance costs and protect sensitive equipment from power fluctuations. In Nairobi, the equipment we installed fits inside a 20-foot-long shipping container. It contains battery packs that are capable of storing 100 kilowatt-hour of energy, which is enough to power the logistics center for 2 hours. Where does this energy come from? It's generated from 300 square meters of solar panels that were installed on the roof of the logistics center. This energy is stored in the batteries if it's not consumed immediately. The solar installation is expected to meet around 30% of the site's energy needs. In the first few months of the pilot project, the logistics center received 28% of its energy supply from solar cells and 72% from the country's grid. Only 0.05% of the power was generated from diesel fuel, although several outages took place over the same period. Installing a microgrid represents a major investment, but cost is not the overriding factor in this case. Our medical warehouse in Nairobi stores large quantities of drugs and vaccines that have to be maintained at a relatively low and constant temperature. For critical functions like that, we are willing to compromise on one criterion, cost, in order to meet others such as reliability and renewability. This was our last video on energy. We will turn to the question of waste in the following ones. Stay tuned.